Hi there, this is Paul Thompson from Spitfire Audio. I'm going to show you in this video how to update your HZ01 library, Hans Zimmer Percussion. There are two updates which are coming out to you over the next 24 to 48 hours. The first update is to update the artist elements to version 1.1. And I'll explain a little bit more about that shortly. And the second update is adding the stereo mix part of the library, which is a much bigger download. So we suggest that you download the artist elements section first, then restart Connect and download the stereo mixes section. You'll get an email with both of these download codes in at some point over the next 24 to 48 hours. And then the way that you apply the update is as follows. This is my existing Hans Zimmer percussion library on my computer, and here is where I've downloaded the first update, the updates to version 1.1 of the artist elements section of the library that you already have. So you'll see that Connect has downloaded these two files and has expanded them into a duplicate library folder with the following things inside there. And we've got our info.nkx, which is just the same as it was. That's the way that Contact works out which library you're looking at. We've got a brand new script here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy that script over into our existing library folder. There it is there. No need to delete the old one at this stage. And then you'll see that we have an instruments folder with the artist elements instruments inside here. And this mimics the one that we already have here. Now I'm not worried about keeping these, but you may be. So if you want to keep the old versions of the patches, then we're going to call this Legacy. And that the reason for that is that Contact gets confused if it sees two folders that are called instruments, you know, like for example instruments version 1, instruments version 2. So then I'm going to copy over this instruments folder from here, and it's as simple as that. Here are the new patches. You'll see there's a couple of real good things in here. One of them is the all-in-one patch, but I'll show you those in a minute. So I'm going to move on. Let's assume now that you have downloaded the second, much bigger update, which is this one, the stereo mixes. Now, in this duplicate library folder here, you'll see that there is again the info.nkx. Again, that's the same. No need to copy that over. We've got the new script. Now obviously we've just put that over here, so there's no need to copy that one this time. And then within the instruments folder here we have a stereo mix folder. So we're not going to just drag the instruments folder over, because that would delete the artist elements patches that we have here. So I'm going to select the stereo mix and I'm going to drag it and I'm going to put it inside the instruments folder. So it should sit alongside the artist elements folder here, and then inside that stereo mix again you've got the same kind of patches, but these will reference the three stereo mixes that are available in this section of the library. Now in samples you'll see that there is a subfolder called Samples Stereo Mixes, and inside that subfolder you have all of your NKX and NKC files for the stereo mix sample monolith files there. Now, to save you sitting waiting for a couple of minutes while all that copies over, I've already dragged it over here. But basically it should sit, you drag the folder here, the Sample Stereo Mixes folder. Don't drag the samples folder itself, because again you'll delete all of your existing artist element samples. So you drag the folder inside that, your Samples Stereo Mixes folder, into this samples folder so that it can sit alongside your existing samples artist elements folder. So the hierarchy is really quite simple. You've got one instruments folder with the various different sections of the library instrument patches inside, and you've got one samples folder, and inside that you have the subfolders, so samples artist elements section of the library and the samples stereo mixes section of the library. And again, when the additional mics is made available, this process will be exactly the same. You'll drag over the next instruments subfolder here, and then the next samples subfolder here. So hopefully that's explained all about this. If we then go to Contact, we refresh there and have a look inside, we will see that here we have the top level inside our instruments folder we have now artist elements and also stereo mix. So there are a couple of things that we've updated in this version 1.1, and I'm going to drag in the all-in-one to show you first, because that's the most dramatic change. And what we have here, this is our all-in-one patch. This is what we're calling our mega patch. Contains all of the drums for the relevant artist or for the relevant set of stereo mixes. Now you may, CPU performance may differ depending on whether you're using this on a laptop or all that kind of stuff. But you can see that you've got all of these different drums here. Now the layout here just stays static, and this is because for the reason that I'm about to explain. If you shift click, you can select multiple instruments. Very cool indeed. So you can play multiple instruments at the same time using the same keys. So for that reason, this display here will not change. But if you want to find out exactly which articulations are in any particular one of these instruments, just load up the real patch. When you switch between them, you'll see the keyboard layout changing in that usual way. So there are a couple of other things that are new. You'll see a few new icons up here. We've added the naming so that you can see always who you're working with, and that also appears on the individual artist elements patches now. There are a couple of things. So there's new mic mixer preset functionality. You can copy and paste mic settings between open patches or save them as NKA presets. There is a velocity response option. So if we look at this, you've got straightforward linear velocity, but you've also got shelf velocity, exponential negative and exponential positive, which gives you a variety of different options. You can find the best option for your controller keyboard and your style of playing. That's pretty cool. We've got as I said, the artist name is now shown above the mixer for the individual artist element patches. We've got the articulation switching system from our forthcoming update to the BML codebase in January. That's already now active in here. So this is the first product with the updated articulation switching system. Very straightforward to use. I'll load up a single patch. It's a little bit easier to see in the individual patch. So if you want to have a look at this, we command click and we get up our variety of different ways to trigger articulations. So that's pretty cool as well. And then if you can select and layer multiple instruments by holding shift in here as well, and that's the same as in the all-in-one patch. We fixed a small bug with the stereo collapse where the stereo settings were not recalling correctly on patches, and that's fixed now. And we've also made a number of performance improvements under the hood, which are transparent to you, but will help keep your system resources lower for the whole library. So it's a pretty chunky update with both of those things and with all the new code in there. I hope you enjoy using it. We think it's a fantastic update to a really fantastic sample library here, and we're very excited to be sending this out so soon after release. And we look forward to seeing more of what you guys are doing with the library in the future. So please keep sending us stuff. It's really great to hear your tracks. Some very creative stuff going on out there, and it's a real delight to and very exciting to see something that we've all worked very, very hard on over here, getting used in such a variety of different ways. Absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for watching this. Hope that's been not too long, nice, short and sweet, and showing you how to update and also some of the new articulation switching technology, some of the new features of the new scripting in here. Thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.